Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
In the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
A woman allegedly held at gunpoint and forced to take pills that would make her miscarry her baby. The latest on an arrest in this shocking case.
They serve our county with grit and determination, but we found an interesting statistic on who is becoming a firefighter, the problem facing fire departments across the nation and here at home.
A local woman says thanks to the Bakersfield Homeless Center, she's a new person on the inside and now on the outside. Tabitha Mills has her amazing transformation and story of recovery on this Thursday, December 12th, 2019. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. We have a lot to get to this morning, but first, your forecast in a much clearer drive-in this morning.
Yeah, that is the good news, is that the fog was not as bad today as it was over the past couple days. Let's turn things over to Kevin Charette in the Pinpoint Weather Center.
Yeah, it's patchy at best, and that's a good thing. It's a little thicker if you're traveling to the north as we take a look at the visibility map. Tulare, Fresno, and Merced, between 2 and 3 miles visibility. For Kern County, not a problem right now. Out at Meadowsfield, we've got 10 miles on the visibility map. Now, as we take a look at the watches and warnings, if you are traveling north of the Kern County line, there is a dense fog advisory in place until 10 a.m. But for now, Kern County and Bakersfield is in the clear. 46 degrees on the temperature right now, an east-northeast wind at 3 miles per hour. As we take a look at the day, some patchy fog, a light wind to start with the 40s, and then this afternoon we'll be looking at the 60s, and we should be also looking at mostly sunny conditions. And then for Tehachapi, currently 41 degrees, a light wind out of the west at 10. We've got 10 miles visibility there, and as we take a look at the day, starting out in the upper 30s, grab a jacket, a little bit of a breeze throughout the day, and temperatures will be in the mid-50s. We'll talk more weather in just a little bit, but first, let's see how the morning commute's going. We'll send that over to Alex.
All right, Kev, thanks so much, and taking you outside for the first time this morning. Here's a look at the 99 at Airport Drive, and it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. We do have a car fire being reported on the 2500 block of Larkus Avenue, so keep that in mind if you're headed that way. And we also have a crash that's being reported on the northbound lanes of the 99 near California Avenue. Now, the good news here is that there's no injuries involved here, but it could slow you down just a little bit as CHP and other crews are on scene responding. We'll have another check of your commute coming up in about 15 minutes.
A man was arrested for murder after Bakersfield police say he forced his pregnant girlfriend to ingest pills at gunpoint to force a miscarriage.
That man was arrested yesterday afternoon, and this morning, 17's Vanessa Dillon joins us near the intersection of L and 17th Streets with the story. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning, Maddie and Alex. Around 1 yesterday afternoon, police arrested 23-year-old Jagmeet Sandhu here in the area of the 1300 block near 17th Street for murder, false imprisonment, and domestic assault. Now, the arrest made after BPD says they received a call from the pregnant woman's family member who told police Sandhu allegedly forced her to ingest unknown pills at gunpoint to induce a miscarriage. Shortly after, police went to a nearby hospital and found that victim, and after investigating, they connected Sandhu to the alleged crime. We attempted to make contact with Sandhu's family last night, showing up at his home to see if his family knew anything about the woman's pregnancy, but no one came to the door. Now, Sandhu is currently being held at the without bail and is due in court December 13th. Anyone with more information on this case is encouraged to contact BPD at 327-7111. Reporting here in downtown Bakersfield, I'm Vanessa Dillon, 17 News.
All right, Vanessa, thank you so much.
And just a reminder, the safe surrender law exists for mothers who can't or don't want to care for their newborn babies. The law allows anyone to safely give up a baby within 72 hours of birth with no questions asked. Parents then have 14 days to change their minds and request the child be put back in their custody. Safe surrender sites include hospitals, fire stations, and other locations approved by the County Board of Supervisors or fire agency. Just look for the blue symbol.
And if you or someone you know is in an abusive situation, first, if it's an emergency, call 911. You can also call the Alliance Against Family Violence and Sexual Assault's 24-hour crisis line. That number is 327-1091. And the National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-SAFE. There's also the Family Justice Center located at 2101 Oak Street.
It's happened again. A teenager was shot last night in an attempted robbery. This makes that the third teen to be shot this week. Police say it happened on 4th and R Streets around 10 last night. That's near Emerson Middle School and McKinley Elementary. Officers say that's when two people walked up to the teen and tried to take his things. He refused, and the attempted robbers shot him. When officers arrived on scene, they found the teen in the street with a gunshot wound. The suspects ran away. The teen was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. You may remember on Sunday, 2 teens were wounded in a drive-by shooting at Longfellow Elementary School.
This morning, Notorious convicted killer Jamie Osuna is due back in court for the setting of his preliminary hearing. 17's Amber Frias has been following the story and has more.
The setting of his preliminary hearing date is scheduled for today at Kings County Superior Court in Hanford, after it was rescheduled last month due to his attorney not being present. Osuna is charged with murder and other crimes in the grisly killing of his former cellmate, Luis Romero. According to court documents, Osuna decapitated Romero at Corcoran State Prison in March. He also allegedly dismembered him, including the removal of his lung and eyes. Prosecutor Philip Esbenshade said he expects Osuna's preliminary hearing to last 3 days. This is where a judge determines if there is enough evidence to proceed with the trial. At the time of Romero's death, Osuna was serving a sentence of life without parole for the torture and murder of Bakersfield woman Yvette Peña in 2011. Osuna is eligible for the death penalty, but prosecutor Esbenshade said a decision has not yet been made on whether to pursue it. 17 News' first true crime podcast, The Man with 1,000 Faces, delves into the trauma Osuna and his victims endured early on in life. You can listen to it on our website, kget.com, Spotify, or Apple Podcast. In studio, Amber Frias, 17 News.
Also due in court this morning, Caleb Kessinger. You may remember he's charged with the murder of his then-girlfriend's 2-year-old son. Back in April 2018, Kessinger and his former girlfriend, Ailid Chavez, were arrested and suspected of killing 2-year-old Ramon Angel Reyes Chavez. Police believe the pair dumped Ramon's body in the Kern River Canyon, then returned to bury it sometime later. Chavez took a plea deal in the case after leading police to the spot where her son's body was buried. She's expected to testify against Kessinger. Chavez told police she went out for dinner with a friend and left Ramon in Kessinger's care. When she got home, she claims Ramon had injuries to his face and head, and the baby died later that night. In a separate case, Kessinger faces charges of allegedly stealing from his grandfather and stashing guns in his room for the West Side Crips gang.
And you might know how your child is doing in school, but do you know how your child's school is doing?
Still ahead, 17's Aton Wallace explains how you can see how schools across the country stack up.
Welcome back. All day today, we're going to take a long, hard look at the multi-million-dollar deficit in the county fire department's budget. Tonight at 5, you're going to hear about a scheduling system that had some firefighters working thousands of hours of overtime last year. You'll hear most of the highest paid county employees are firefighters. My months of research also found another surprising statistic. Hundreds of people apply every time one of these jobs comes open. But of 521 Kern County firefighters, only 1 is a woman. Only 4 are black. Firefighters respond to some of the most heinous emergencies. The job requires them to act fast to whatever comes their way. But even with its incredible demands, there are hundreds of applicants for each opening.
We get a large number of candidates for this position. It's a very popular job.
Through public records, we were able to find county firefighters make a good living compared to other county employees. We found nearly 24 firefighters made more than $100,000 in overtime alone last year. Firefighters follow an employee-friendly schedule that allows them to live as far away as Texas. Through public records, we found the department does not mirror the demographics of the people it serves.
I think we can do a better job of trying to recruit for a diverse workforce.
Of the 521 firefighters in the department, only 1 is a woman. Gender diversity is a problem in fire departments across the nation. The U.S. Department of Labor reports only 4% of firefighters nationwide are women. In the Kern County Fire Department, that number is not even close. The county would need to hire about 20 more women firefighters to meet the national average of 4%.
I think more generally a male-dominated field of employment.
Applying to become a firefighter can be a long process.
And it's not like a regular job interview that you're used to.
It starts with a written exam. Questions are multiple choice and based on basic skills firefighters should know. Each exam is graded and given a score. The top candidates move on to an interview with a panel of county officials.
We do have a diverse panel who interviews the candidates.
More cuts are made, and a final list is given to the fire chief.
Ultimately, it is his decision on who to appoint to any position within his department. He is constrained by that process in and of itself. He can't go out and select a female candidate that may be further down on the list. He does have some limitations.
In the latest county fire recruitment in 2017, 462 men applied. Only 10 women applied. Gender diversity is not the diversity problem in the fire department. Last year's census report shows more than half of people in Kern County identify as Hispanic. About 35% identify as white. In the county fire department, more than 3 of 4 firefighters identify as white. About 17% identify as Hispanic. 10 firefighters are Native American. 8 are Asian American. And only 4 are black.
This next year, trying to find ways to reach those candidates and offer opportunities for them to apply and be successful hires for the county.
The county and fire department say they are trying to start recruiting at a young age, as early as elementary school. They've created an Explorer program, giving kids an opportunity to grow up with the fire department.
Because we do see those candidates or those individuals engaged in those programs moving into kind of a permanent firefighter rank. So if we can attempt to reach broader pools even at a younger age, that's an area of focus that we can probably do better on.
We reached out to the county fire department several times to hear about the final process of hiring firefighters. After numerous requests over the past 3.5 weeks, we have not been able to sit down with someone from the department to explain how they hire firefighters. We've created a website this morning that has all of our reporting and public documents regarding the fire department. You can find our stories on our website, kget.com, and we'll have more stories coming up tonight on 17 News at 5, 6, and 11.
5:22 now, and as you know, just within the past few years, our state has seen unprecedented wildfires.
And coming up, Kern County has seen its fair share of destructive wildfires, but a new state law may not be enough to protect homes from Mother Nature's wrath. How thousands in the county could be at risk.
This morning, parents can see how their children's schools performed last year. And we're not just talking about test scores and grades. 17's Aton Wallace has more on how you can take a look at what your child's school achieved over the last year and where it needs to grow.
What I'm about to show you could be used as a major tool for parents to learn about how their children's schools are performing. Now, data from the California School Dashboard, an online tool from the California Department of Education, was released just minutes ago. The data includes graduation rates, suspension rates, test scores, metrics for college and career readiness, parent engagement, and chronic absenteeism. So how can you tell how your child's school performed? Well, here are the steps you need to follow. First, go to kget.com. There you'll find the link for the California School Dashboard, where you can search literally for every public school or school district in California. So for instance, if you want to search for the Bakersfield City School District, you can follow these steps. Type in Bakersfield, and then you see the first thing that comes up is Bakersfield City. You can then click on Bakersfield City, and then bam, you can take a look at how the school district is doing as a whole, and then you can click on specific options for the district, including suspension rates, test scores, parental engagement, and more. Now, indicators are measured using this color-coded system. Blue is the highest, red is the lowest. The website also allows you to look into academic performance by subject. For instance, you see here the Bakersfield City School District increased its performance last year in English from the previous year, but the website shows you the school district still is 36 percentage points behind average English proficiency rates. The site also allows you to see student population statistics per district or school. As you can see here, more than 90% of students with BCSD are socioeconomically disadvantaged. Now, a reminder, you can search for individual schools as well. Just an example, I searched for Robert F. Kennedy High School in Delano. You see here its graduation rate scores high at just above 96%. But that, according to California School Dashboard, is a 2% drop from last year. You see here the dashboard says roughly 68% of students at Kennedy are prepared for college, a nearly 7% increase from last year. And now some good news across the state. This new data reveals the statewide graduation rate increased 2.2 percentage points from 83.7% to 85.9%. The suspension rate fell slightly from 3.5% to 3.4%, and the college career readiness rate grew 1.8%. So, if you want to take a look at your child's school or school district, simply go to our website, kget.com. In the newsroom, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.